Hey, Gluten Free Badass, how are you tonight? It is cold here in Wisconsin. Winter is here early, so you know what that means? Really yummy cookies. As you know, we were really going to focus on Thanksgiving dishes the whole month of November. I personally think cookies are a very good Thanksgiving dish. But more importantly, since we've shared that we're putting our cookie production on pause, we want to make sure that you have as many recipes as possible to be able to make them in your own home. So I appreciate all the people who wrote this past week, either emails or on Facebook or other places, and said, you know what, could you please show us how to make M&M cookies and chocolate chip cookies? Here is the best flippin' part. They use the same base, so it's just a matter of, are you going to put in chocolate chips at the end, or are you going to put in M&Ms at the end? Such important decisions to make. All right, so let's start with butter. Now, I'm always fascinated by the things that could possibly happen before a live stream begins, and tonight I put my fingers in the butter on accident. I'm not really sure how I did that, but I did. All right, so we're gonna put in some butter, unsalted butter in all its beautiful glory. Now, like with the other cookie recipes, we actually use the same amount of butter, different types of sugars, and honey in every single recipe. What changes is the flours, depending on what we're trying to accomplish. So we have the usual beautiful trifecta. We have, oh, somebody's coming to help. I don't think this is help. I think this is stealing. Oh my goodness. I love you. All right, so we have granulated sugar, light brown sugar, and dark brown sugar. And it really does matter to have the dark brown sugar. It is worth buying like a small container of it for your home if you're gonna be making these cookies, because it holds so much more moisture. And you know, with gluten-free cookies, we have an issue with moisture migration. The moisture just fleeing out into the atmosphere when we need it right here in our cookies. All right, to help with that as well, we've got the honey. The honey really changes the whole dynamic. So instead of, if you didn't put honey and dark brown sugar in your gluten-free cookies, what will happen is they will taste wonderful for about 36 hours. And then after that, you could use them as a hockey puck or a weapon, whichever you prefer. So let's keep our cookies good for at least a week, shall we? All right, so we're gonna mix that up. And what we need is a really short time frame. We just want it to be blended until it is just combined, okay? So we're gonna do it for roughly 15 seconds, then scrape it and do it for 15 seconds more. All right, so let's get going. Yeah, take a look at that. All right, let's scrape the sides here. And get all that yummy goodness in there. Now, if you were making this with regular gluten flour, you might remember from your old days of doing that, is that we would really blend the sugar and the butter for like 2 to 3 minutes to really get that air in there. Actually, we don't want much air in this at all. All right, so we're gonna do that. And I see Catherine is signaling here. What is it, my darling? Oh, Trevor, you don't see my wine. You know why? Because I did not sleep well last night, and I would be, if I was drinking this wine right now, I might just fall asleep during the episode, which I don't think would be super exciting. But what are you drinking, my friend? Yes, a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit.
But I want all of it.
Yes. Well, you can have a bunch of it later. All right, so we're gonna put in our eggs. And we are going to put in our vanilla. And again, we're looking just for it to get combined. All right. So I am curious, when you make cookies like this, what else do you put in there when you have this wonderful base? Like, would it be fun to put in, I don't know, some dried cherries or cranberries? What would be festive for the holidays to put in there? I'm curious. Oh. I can tell you what the dead giveaway was to that. It was the crunching notes. All right, don't eat so many that you don't eat dinner. Do I not sound like a mom? Am I a first class mom? All right, we're gonna put this on for a little bit more. And see, that looks good. We don't really want it over mixed at all. So take a look at how that is. Everything's incorporated, but it's not overdone. All right. Now, here's the combination where I said the flours are always a little different. We've got white rice flour, brown rice flour, and almond flour. And what we're gonna put in there is the salt and the baking soda. Oh, Deborah, what kind of nuts would you put in there? I'm a huge fan of pecans, but I'd be curious as to what you were doing. All right, so we're just gonna fold this up because we wanna get the baking soda incorporated through the whole thing. Yum. The nice thing about the almond flour, now if you're allergic to nuts, it's okay. You don't have to use it. I would just substitute equal parts of white rice flour and brown rice flour. Small. And, but your cookies will be kind of have a little bit of that sandy texture that gluten-free cookies are known for. But if you use the almond flour, you will not have that at all. And we really took the time to try to figure out, well, how much almond flour was enough, right? Because you want enough so that there isn't that graininess, but you also don't want so much that you think, oh, I'm eating an almond cookie, when you're not really intending to. All right, so we're gonna put this back in, again, kind of 10 to 15 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds after that. Now, as we're redoing our, oh, Jean, are you serious? Mind meld. I actually was just starting to say that. Thank you. What a great segue. And also you have a new like logo or whatever you want to say. What is that today that we're looking at? Okay, so here's the deal. While the website is getting redone, where this is going to be posted is within about, give me like maybe 90 minutes after this episode ends, and I will post in the comments what the entire recipe for you, okay? And here's the key thing. Of all the cookies that we have made, all right, so the double chocolate chip, the different kinds of oatmeals, these are the most finicky, okay? So as you make them, if you find that they're not exactly what you're hoping for, please email me, text me, call me. Let's figure out what the issue is, because everyone's stove is a little different. Honestly, the humidity in the air that day can be different. These are cookies, but we can adapt this to your kitchen. Just give me a jingle, okay? Now, Catherine, I have an extremely important role for you.
Yes.
Deborah, hazelnuts. Like my mouth is watering simply by just seeing that word. Thank you. I want hazelnuts in this. All right, my friend, question. You get to choose. Tonight, are we putting in M&Ms, chocolate chips, or both? Okay. I'm glad, but you know what? Only put in half of each. Because this is enough for each thing, so let's just put in half, okay? But I'm glad you voted for both. I think both sounds fabulous.
That means I get to eat the other half of both, right?
Yes, and then I'll peel you off the ceiling after all of that sugar. So, I cannot wait to try these. These are going to be good. Why have we not made these earlier?
I don't know.
You're brilliant.
I know I am.
All right, now here, again, we're just going to mix it here for about 15 seconds. We just want it to get blended up. Hey, Sherry, how are you? I'm glad you could join us. You were one of the motivators of why we're doing this tonight. Because all I have to say is schedule, schmedule. We can do anything we want on our live streams. We can change whatever we want to make. All right, so take a look at this beautiful goodness. Oh my gosh. And Andrew, are you going to try? The cameraman is now eating.
I've never tried this before. I need to.
Is it going to be good? Is it going to be outstanding? Yeah? Okay, good. All right, so you're gonna take a cookie scoop. I would recommend, just a regular, ice cream scoop, and or just put about 3 tablespoons down on a parchment paper on top of like a pan, obviously a cookie pan. The parchment paper makes it so the cookies lift up really, really easily. Hi, Susan, how are you? Nice to hear from you. Are you still super busy at work? Stop being such a goddess at work. Kelly, Kelly, Felix, sprinkles. I love the idea of sprinkles. Look at this, Felix. You can see like the colors are ready from the M&Ms. What if we added sprinkles? What color sprinkles would you add? Would be my question for you, my friend. Okay, so let's take a look. This is just a regular chocolate chip, but truly beautiful and delicious. What I love is it has just a little bit of rise to it. Hold right here. Right, so people can see you. The chocolate chips, I just love, I love how many are in there, because the chocolate chip cookie, you should know that you have chocolate chips in it, or the M&Ms as well. It's like kind of a tiny bit crisp on the edges, really soft in the middle. It's just that perfect texture combination.
I'm trying.
Oh, Sherry,
cookie
I'm
dough
glad you
batter
think
and
that. Oh yeah.
cookie.
Oh my god. Okay, I gotta try that too. Okay, let's try.
Save some for me.
We'll have to wrap up so we can. Very good. Very good. And Felix, it is like I can hear you. And I am so glad that you are helping with we just said green and red. Perfect for Christmas coming up. And really perfect for any time we want it. Sherry, when you make these, you have to let me know how they turned out, okay? And whoever is making these, let me know how it goes, okay? Meanwhile,
I have a quick question for you guys.
Go for it.
What do you like more in a certain kind of cookies or something? Do you like the batter more or the baked cookie more? Personally, I like the batter more for these cookies. Otherwise, yeah, I normally just like the batter.
you like the batter more than the cookies?
Yeah.
Andrew, where do you vote on that?
I don't know. I like Kevin's idea with both, but
It really was pretty darn good. And please weigh in. I'm totally curious as well on what you think. Jean, I appreciate the mouthful of mumbles. Yes, indeed. It's always a good sign when people are too busy chewing to actually talk. All right, next week we are going to do Thanksgiving stuffing. Really working with a cornbread and bacon stuffing that I really think that you're gonna love. And we'll talk about the history of stuffing, because I love the history of food and it's always fun to talk with you. I am so glad you joined us. Feel free to, like I said, reach out and ask questions. And Kelly, I am glad you're voting for dough. I have to say, I think I'll eat either happily, but the dough is my absolute favorite. All right, friends, keep being you, and please don't ever compromise on that, because you are a gift. All right, have a great week. Bye.